What is up, everybody? Welcome to another long form video that is not just a short. So I'm on Christmas break now, and I just thought I'd give y'all a little update as to how my schedule is gonna look like and when you should expect. So today is December 19th, and that means that Avatar Fire and Ash is officially out, which means that this is the end of the Christmas blockbuster, the trilogy of Christmas blockbusters, or holiday blockbusters as I like to call it, that will probably make the most money. So, the first part was Wicked, second part was Zootopia, and now we have Avatar. I already saw Wicked. I loved it. I reviewed it. And I haven't seen the others yet, but I will see them over Christmas break, which is what I'm actually talking about. Zootopia 2, I might watch actually tomorrow. And yeah, I'm excited for that. I've been hearing it's really good, which is kind of rare for Walt Disney Animation Studios these days. They haven't made a really great movie since Encanto, but maybe this could change that. Also, tomorrow was supposed to be the day I'd watch Avatar Fire and Ash, but my friend had to cancel because he had to go to his cousin's for a little bit. So, yeah, maybe sometime next week I'll see maybe sometime before Christmas I'll see Avatar. And my reviews of Zootopia 2 and Avatar Fire and Ash should be out sometime soon. Maybe on Sunday or Monday, I'll review Zootopia 2. And maybe if I get to see it before then, as a Christmas Day special, I will have my review of Avatar Fire and Ash. So, yeah. I probably won't be doing any stupid shorts until I go back to school, probably on the 6th of January. It will already be 2026. Jeez. There were a lot of movies I am anticipating in 2026. And I'm actually, as a matter of fact, I'm actually going to upload my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2026 tomorrow, as well as my theater opening and end credits for Zootopia 2 and my movie vlog for Zootopia 2. As long as my end credits don't get blocked by Disney. And I'll probably have the same type of content for Avatar Fire and Ash later down the line. So, as for my first few movies of 2026, I will probably go over that in my 2026 update video. But I will say that my most likely first movie I'll be seeing in 2026 is Pixar's Hoppers, which I am actually looking forward to. I think that'll be quite good. Pixar never fails to disappoint for the most part, so Pixar never disappoints for the most part, so I am looking forward to watching Hoppers. One I'm most looking forward to is the movie that comes after that, the Super Mario Galaxy movie, which I am really looking forward to that movie. So, yeah, that will most likely... So I'll talk more about that in my most anticipated movies of 2026 video. So be on the lookout. Point is, after Avatar Fire and Ash, don't expect any theater openings until maybe the spring or March. Or end credits or movie vlogs. Take a little break. As for the other movies I've seen, I guess I'll use this time to look back on my movies I saw in 2025. Now, I didn't get to see every single movie that came out every single movie that I wanted to see that came out in 2025, which was kind of disappointing. I mean, I really was looking forward to movies like Superman, maybe Fantastic Four, Jurassic World, but had to miss out on the big July movies, and also the movies that came out in August, like The Bad Guys 2 and Freakier Friday. And I had to miss out on Tron Ares, because I just didn't, I was kind of busy, I guess. But I still got most of the movies I wanted to see. So, and a couple that I didn't think I'd initially see at first, that I did end up seeing. So, yeah, let's look back. February was Captain America Brave New World. And I guess I should mention that I didn't get to see Sonic the Hedgehog 3 or Mufasa the Lion King either. That was kind of disappointing, but I'll have to wait. But it's not the end of the world. I wish I could have saw Sonic 3 and Mufasa in theaters, but it is what it is, I suppose. So, yeah. Just I'll have to wait till March 2027 for Sonic the Hedgehog 4 and whenever we're going to get the next live-action Lion King. So, that'll be fun. Anyways, February was Captain America Brave New World, which I thought was a really good movie. I personally liked it more than most other people. And I will admit there wasn't as much Red Hulk as I was expecting. I wasn't as much of that. He only shows up at like not the beginning, the end, like the last 15-20 minutes of the movie. So that was kind of disappointing, but overall, a really good movie. Next up, March was Snow White, which was fine. I didn't hate it. I didn't hate the movie. But I will admit that I didn't really think it was particularly great. I did like some of the songs, and I liked the voice, the acting, the performances was good. I think Rachel made for a good Snow White, despite all the controversy, but I just really didn't think it was particularly anything great, so we'll move on from that. And April was the first, really big movie of 2025, that was a Minecraft movie. That movie was actually pretty fun. I enjoyed it, and despite me enjoying it, I think we've all moved on from the memes. Didn't really propel the movie to $1 billion, unlike a certain other movie I'm going to be talking about soon. After that, my mom and my stepdad my mom actually wanted to take us to see The King of Kings in April, during Easter weekend, and I thought it was fine. It was fine. I didn't understand the Charles Dickens subplot, but it was fine enough. It was good. Then I actually took a break in May. I was gonna go see I forgot about that. Thunderbolts and Mission Impossible were the movies I was going to see, but I kind of lost interest in Mission Impossible since I hadn't seen any of the other ones up until then. And I was supposed to see Thunderbolts, but we got into a car crash. So I'm pretty sure I posted this on my community post in May of 2025, so that was disappointing. But yeah. There was a certain other movie that came out in May that I'll talk about later, but I saw 2 movies in June before I ended up seeing that movie. And one of those movies, so in June, I watched the How to Train Your Dragon remake in theaters. It was great. I thought it was really good. And yeah. The other movie I saw was Pixar's unfortunate bomb, Elio. I say unfortunate because it's actually a pretty good movie. And wish it could have had an Elemental sort of situation where it started out really had a terrible opening weekend, but ended up bouncing back because most of the summer movies that came out just kind of sucked. But that was the case in 2023. 2025 actually had some banger movies that came out in the summer. And one of those is not the next movie I'll be talking about, Lilo and Stitch. The Lilo and Stitch remake was good, and that's basically as far as I go. Like a 7.5 out of 10. It was okay. And this is the movie that made the $1 billion and was the highest grossing Hollywood release of 2025 until Zootopia 2 overtook that spot last weekend. But did it really deserve to? Maybe not. I'd say Minecraft kind of deserved it more, to be honest. Despite all the memes, and yeah, those probably died, and so did the movie. So, yeah. Then I took a break in August. I was going to go see Superman in August, but we had a bunch of other stuff going on. What is with me and always like having like stuff going on when I actually get to see good reviewed superhero movies? So that kind of sucked. Maybe Spider-Man Brand New Day and Avengers Doomsday can fix that next year. So next up was The Conjuring Last Rites in September. I had to pick a movie for my birthday to go see, and I ended up choosing Conjuring, and it was good for the most part. It was a bit long. It kind of dragged longer than it needed to, but otherwise it had some good kills and stuff, and the movie overall was fun. So yeah. And in November, I actually took a break in October, but in November I watched Wicked for Good, and I already made a 5-minute review of that movie, so it was actually really good and stuff. So yeah, prepare for me to talk about that movie in my top 5 best movies of 2025 video as well, and I might make that, and I might make a top 5 worst, which I couldn't do for 2024. So yeah, that kind of stinks. So now, this month, I will see Zootopia 2 and Avatar Fire and Ash. So we started out kind of small, and we're going to end with a bang. As for 2026, I already said Hoppers, and we'll start off 2026 movies, for me at least, since January 2026 is kind of small for movies. There is that Chris Pratt AI movie that advertising like 3D, like this is like Avatar or something, and Sam Raimi horror movie or something. Oh yeah, Sony Animation has a new movie. It doesn't really, I'll probably wait for streaming to watch that, but Sony Animation is kinda still cooking. They made Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse in 2023, and they followed it up with K-pop Demon Hunters in this year, which I actually really liked. But then they made Fixed, and had to delete my review because I didn't really talk about the movie that much. So, yeah. Anyways, I think that's all. I think that might be all. Had a lot more to say than I did. I'm surprised I was able to stretch this out as long as I could. But I wanted to give y'all something to work with. Stay tuned for tomorrow when I put out my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2026. And stay tuned for my content for Zootopia 2 and Avatar Fire and Ash, as well as my reviews, and finally, I'm gonna be busy for 2025. For the rest of this year. There's gonna be a lot of long-form videos, which I kind of miss making. So, yeah. Then I'll put out my top 5 best and worst movies of 2025. And my 2026 update, which will be coming out on New Year's 2026. And I'll probably make my top 5 best and worst probably like a day before or a day after 2020, like January 2026. like the first maybe. I'm not sure. Anyways, thank you for coming to my TED Talk, if you want to call it that, where I just yap about the future on my channel, what it's going to look like. So to summarize, after these next few videos, don't expect any like long form content until I see Hoppers in March, and we'll probably have a review and as well as a ton of content. Before pre-summer 2026 is kind of looking light on movies so far, with the only major movies I'll be seeing until summer movie season starts being Hoppers, as previously mentioned, 5 times, and the Super Mario Galaxy movies. So I look forward to watching those before summer season really starts to heat up. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this once again, and I'll see you all later.